Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Sorta Bossy. I'm Adrienne, and I'm here with my beautiful, gorgeous,
Gorgeous.
talented,
Sunkissed.
intelligent, funny
Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it.
best friend and co-worker slash team member slash El Presidente, Emily Doyle.
Wow. I feel like I'm on new heights right now with that intro. Thank you. I have like my frizzy summer hair and like so you just really
Me
boosted
too. My
my,
shiny skin
yeah.
and my curls. I'm getting my hair done tomorrow because I have so many grays.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I am permanently gray here, which if you're watching, you can see it's just gray here, but I don't really care. You know what? It is what it
You're
is.
so blonde. You're lucky
I'm so
blonde.
blonde. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like we were in a heat wave here last week, so it was a feels like temperature of like 120 for most of the time. So
Wait, Fahrenheit? Yeah.
Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
Fahrenheit.
hot.
45 Celsius, 46 Celsius feels like temperature, which for where I am is extreme heat. So, and it's just so humid. And so I just gave up. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be hot and gross. And today it's actually like livable outside and it's so refreshing. So I'm still giving up though. You're still going to get frizzy summer hair for the rest of the summer because I'm in and out of the pool all day. So, well, sorry, not all day because I have a job.
So,
but yes,
summer is in full swing. Then we went
summer's
on
in full swing.
Vacation,
yes,
and we also felt the heat because we went to like all the theme parks, and we did do some water parks, which was quite refreshing.
Yeah,
I
was proud of you.
I didn't like the water parks better than the theme park.
I think at this time of year, for sure.
Yeah, I was like...
I mean, I've never been to the, like, Orlando water parks, but they seem... Like, for this time, I could not imagine going... Although we did go to Disney one August day, and it wasn't terrible.
It's hot, but, like, you get a reprieve when you go into the
lines.
Indoors,
yeah.
You know, and, like, you get a 20-minute refresher when you're inside, and it's fine. You survive, you know? And there's, like, a couple water rides at the theme park, or the... What's...
Like, amusement park.
Yeah,
park.
amusement
like
park
Disney World.
Park. Yeah.
Disney
World. But then, like, we did Volcano Bay, and it did rain. You're gonna get rained out during the summer at these water parks.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You're already wet. What does it matter?
No, they close everything down.
Just for rain?
No, for
lightning. Okay, that I can see. That I can see. Yeah. Same here.
Lightning every day in the summer at like 4 or 5 p.m. That's just
right.
Clockwork in Florida.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So the day we had taken the kids, started monsooning and lightning and whatever, and it was the biggest disaster because this place does not... Okay, talking about my operational logistics brain, this place does not have a parking lot. You have to park over at like Universal's City Walk, and then you take a bus over.
What?
Back
in a forth. Bathing suit?
Yeah, back and forth. You can't.
No, that's
you can't
criminal.
get there without getting on the bus.
That is criminal.
Because then I was like, this is like a safety concern because now
you're all in
everybody
line
at the park is trying to leave at the same time. And sometimes, like the lady was telling us that there's like a code orange. Code white is fine. Code orange means they're shutting the buses down too because of the weather or whatever. Like the winds are too high. If the winds are too high, they shut the buses down too. And I'm like,
so then you're stranded.
So that I'm trapped here. I'm like, this is my nightmare, right?
No,
like,
mine too.
Trapped over here, crammed into these like just lines, waiting to get on a bus. So that happened to us, like with the kids. We were just like
all 5 of them.
Yeah, all 5. And then so yesterday, Michael and I went to Volcano Bay by ourselves. Adult day at the water park.
Perfect. Yeah.
Because with our pass, it was actually cheaper for us to upgrade it to the annual.
Mm-hmm.
And add the third, like we already had annual passes, Michael and I. The kids have annual passes, but they have like a different annual pass. And our annual pass was like the higher level one because it includes like VIP parking, whatever. Like the kids we all don't need that.
Yeah, you all don't need that.
5 of those,
Yeah.
So just the adults have those. But it was cheaper to add the third park for an annual pass than it was to buy a 1-day ticket.
So yeah. So it's just girl math.
We upgraded our passes, so we have an annual pass to there, and they don't. So when we had a free day, we were like, let's just go to Volcano Bay.
I love it. I think that's genius.
And then as soon as I saw the clouds in the sky starting
Like,
to
we're
go,
out.
like, we got to get out of here. I was like, we're done. We're done. We rode so many rides yesterday, though. Like, it was easy peasy. Like, our favorite
Dream.
ride, we rode it twice. And then we were like, we got to get out of here because I am not getting trapped in that bus line again.
Yes. See, you live and you learn.
Perfectly. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. Look at you go.
Thank you. I could have used that past experience and said I'm just never going back because the bus line was so bad, but I used it and informed myself and I did better. You learn and you improve.
Yes.
And that
you're the best.
Was the weekend, you know, and then I had time to like come home and shout. You know, I wasn't there too late either, which is great.
Exactly. Because I'm the type where I would stay all day because I love a water park.
Yeah.
So I would just stay all day and be like, it's fine. We'll just get home at like 11 p.m. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
So
I was prepared for that. I was like, I don't know how long we're going to stay. We could stay till 2. We could stay till 4. We could stay till 7 when they close. But the rain told us it was
time to go.
And I'm glad.
I love that. So exciting.
So what are we here for today?
I have a list of rapid fire questions that I'm going to ask you. Sorry, my cat just jumped in my lap. Sandy was like, Sandy was here.
I'm scared for rapid fire.
Oh, yeah. Sandy was here and she was like, you have 3 cats? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I only ever see the one. I'm like, yeah, it's always this one that shows up on my lap. Yeah, but I have 2 more.
I thought you had 2. I thought you had 2 because you got 2 at the same time.
I did. I got 2 at the same time. We call them the kittens, even though they're like 6 now. And then we already had an older cat who's like 14, 15. So when we got the cat, we wanted a kitten. And we're like, well, it's actually better for the old cat to get 2 kittens if you can manage it, because then they play with each other and kind of leave the old one alone. So, but now the old one is bonded.
Gone by now.
No, he's still kicking. He's the sweetest old man. I love him. It'll be a sad day in 20 years because now they have so much science that cats live forever now. I was like, we'll see. Okay, so I have a list of rapid fire questions and you know nothing about this. I have not prepped you at all.
I also know nothing, so yes.
Yeah. Some of them are going to be like, I know not as rapid fire, and some of them, you know, all I ask is that you be honest.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Nothing if I'm not honest.
That was the most annoyed. I've heard that. Okay. I've heard that before when we're like squabbling without squabbling. Okay. I gotta go.
Okay. Of course I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready? Is there anything that you don't want me to ask you about?
Not really. I can't really think of anything.
I know. I can't think of anything either. Okay, so here's my first question. What's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten and then completely ignored?
Oh, God, so embarrassing. Like,
as a leader, you know? This is like leadership, or it's like a businessy leader, bossy sort of focus, you know?
I always struggle with these questions because you know I have the memory of a goldfish. So I'm like, what advice have I ever gotten? I don't know. I don't remember anything that anyone has ever told me.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I don't think I intentionally ignored this, but it is true advice. And I have come back home to it after a period of years.
Yeah.
So my former mentor, Todd Herman, he says quite often that like business moves at the speed of relationships. Mm-hmm. And I think that is 100% true. I don't think I ever moved away from like team relationships or client relationships, but I have definitely had periods of time, especially during COVID and childbearing years, where I didn't prioritize my colleague and like networking relationships. Mm-hmm. And I didn't do like any in-person stuff for those years. And I think that hurts the business. So I would say something I logically knew and ignored for a while because I thought, oh, it'll be fine because I had built such a great network and great business, but it was based on the relationship equity that I had already built. And then I rode the coattails of that for a while until it didn't exist anymore. Until it was all, you know, and then I was like, oh shoot, like I haven't prioritized this and I know this logically and I have to do better.
I love that. It's a great answer.
And like a big focus for me this year is like just getting on calls with people that like either I know and I haven't connected with in a long time, or I are new to me and like I just
Mm-hmm.
want to get to know them with no like transactional intention. It's just really to see how I can
Yeah.
support them or, you know, add to their life. So,
Yeah. What is the hardest conversation you've had to have as a leader this year? As of recording, it's July 6th, so we're like halfway through the year. So,
I mean, if we're being completely honest and transparent,
yeah.
this has been like a hard year for us financially, just as we ended a business partnership, which meant we ended programming and everything that we had built
Lead
under that
source.
brand, which
Yeah.
was a lead source, it was a marketing vehicle, it was the programming that we had spent a decade building. And I know that it was still the right choice for me personally, but it put us into a position where we're basically building a new business from scratch. And I'm, you know, having to like also figure out who do I want to be in this next season, which so I think the challenging conversations have been one, I had to let people go that it didn't make sense anymore for the business to hold on to them like with this version of the business. And you and I have continued to have conversations of like, where are we now every month, of like how long can we continue doing this, and like what's the plan next month and what are we doing. And I haven't been, honestly, I've never really been in that position in a business, because when I first
Yeah.
started my business, I was pretty successful quickly, and I didn't have a team when I first started, you know, so I only
Mm-hmm.
hired the team once I needed them. Whereas now we still need the team, but we have a business model that isn't
That we're
fully funded
struggling.
yet. You know,
Yeah.
like it's just in early days. So that's been a lot of the challenging conversations I think I've had.
Yeah. I feel like every month when I'm like, okay, here's our monthly review of finance, that turns into a hard conversation.
Yeah.
But that's life, you know? It also
Yeah.
turns into like the most hype girl conversation at the end because we're like, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna figure this out because we're amazing and we're the best and we're like everything that we want is just one
Everything's
belief away from achieving it.
yeah. Everything's always working out for us. And I think I could have, you know, I always could have made better financial decisions over our really good years for sure. But I think we still made
Yes.
decent financial decisions that like put us in positions over the past few years that like we weren't like running in the red every single month, or like we weren't
Yeah, yeah.
1 month away from like no cash flow. And some businesses that run, you know, they're making $100,000 a month and they're still 1 month away from
There's
closing down.
or they're spending $110,000 a month.
Exactly. Like they're
Yeah.
still like they have no cash flow to make payroll next month. And so thankfully we've been in a position where we could float a little bit
Mm-hmm.
longer than maybe a lot of other people have, but we're still like navigating that every single month of like, okay, what are we doing now?
Yeah. It's been a lesson for I think both of us.
Yeah, growing.
Yeah. It's been
Growth.
a joy. What is something that your team does better than you? So Sandy, myself, or D?
Everything.
It's literally gonna be like everything, but that's not true.
Well, it's probably
You,
easier to answer what I do better than you guys because it's a much shorter list.
hence the conversations every month of like, so what's the plan? Yeah.
Handle customer support things for sure. Have any sort of like system or plan for things. Like I have a lot of ideas, which is
So many
great.
ideas.
And it's also painful, but I'm not the person to actually execute those ideas. So anything that involves like actually things getting executed, my team handles way better than me. Prioritization of things, my team handles better than me because they know the plan, or they know what would like make sense to be the plan given what ideas that I have. So pretty much
Yeah.
everything.
Great. I love to hear
Besides
it.
like the ideas.
Besides the ideas, because truly my ideas, I'm not an ideator, you know? We've talked about this many times before. Like I have ideas of how to execute your idea, but I don't have like new ideas
Mm-hmm.
of like new things. That's not my vibe. My vibe is more like, let's make your vision a reality.
Right, which is why it's so valuable and it works.
Yeah.
I think that I do really good client work when I do it, you know,
Yeah.
like, but my team, like you also work really well with teams doing the client work. I think I work really well with the visionaries. I think I probably do that better than,
Yeah.
you know.
Because you're just on a different conversation, I feel like
Yeah.
you're having, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe creating new intellectual property. That might
Mm-hmm.
be something I do better, but that's only because again, like it's years and years of experience and ideas. But like my team also has created new intellectual property that we've used. So it's not like I'm the only person.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm the only person that does that.
Yeah. What's the biggest leadership mistake you've made, but you've never admitted? Doesn't do the biggest. Like, what's one leadership mistake you've made but never admitted? I can't think of a single one.
Yeah, right.
You're the best boss ever.
No, there was a period of time like post, like it was probably 2020. What's this year? 2025 was probably my biggest leadership mistake. I stepped maybe back too much, like, and I was just personally probably going through a lot of changes, and I wasn't as like connected to the team as I wanted to be, or I won't even say like as I wanted to be, as I wanted to be. Like I wanted to be connected to them, but at the time I wanted my freedom more than that. And so I was making choices for the current moment instead of what I really wanted for like the team culture, I would say. I put a lot on you personally, Emily. Like I think that you actually you were in that, you know, we talked about middle managers a couple of weeks ago or whatever, and like you were probably in that most difficult role because you were kind of protecting the team from my mistakes at the time. But I really took like a huge step back from involvement. Like I wanted more, like I was still working, I was still doing things, but I wanted a lot more asynchronous. And so I wasn't like being on meetings, and I wasn't like doing a lot of that stuff, which I think was a mistake in the grand scheme of things, you know, for what I wanted to build. I don't think that that's true. It doesn't have to be true for everyone. Like, oh, I always have to be on all the meetings. No. But I think it took it almost to the form of abdication, which I don't recommend for the level of involvement that I still had in the business. I didn't put the business in a position to have a different CEO, right? Like sometimes you can do that, right? I didn't do that. I was still acting as CEO, but abdicating a lot and trying to do so much asynchronously because I just wanted this like extreme freedom of my time.
Which like personally I understand. We've talked about this, like I think we actually talked about it in like our year-end one-to-one. So this isn't a surprise to either one of us, this conversation, but I told you at the end of last year that if that's how you were going to continue, then I was probably out.
Yeah.
Because it did not work for me. And also, I think the hard part about this, for people who are listening who are like, I really want more async, it was a huge departure from how we normally operated with little to no explanation of why you were acting completely different. And I think it was a little bit jarring for the team. And so for people listening who are like, oh, I want to move towards that, like you can. And because it also, seeing you do it also gave us the freedom to be like, oh, well, if you're taking a meeting from the park, then I can be on this meeting, but like I have a hair appointment right after. So I'm going to take it from my car in the parking lot. And so it gave the team more freedom to be like, okay, like we can move towards this. But I think just like the initial conversation piece was missing from it of like, hey, like this is like what's going on. Like, and I knew, but it was not something that I felt comfortable. Like I couldn't bridge that because it was like a personal life stuff. Right. So that was a hard season. I remember being like, if this is the way forward, like it doesn't work for me personally because I thrive on connection. One of my love language is quality time.
Yeah. So I know that like, you know, I still believe like, oh, if you want to take a meeting from the park, go for it. Right. But I was like doing that. And then also I had like canceled our twice a month strategy, like one-to-one calls. And at first it was fine. Like it didn't really happen.
You're like, oh, I'm busy this week. And then I'm busy that week. And then I was like, how about we just cancel the standing call? And if we want to meet, we can. And then we just didn't meet.
And then we just didn't, and we would try to like do things async, but it was not the same value.
Connectedness. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then we added those back in, and I feel so much better about just like also just keeping up with the business and like what needs to be done and what are we prioritizing and what do I need to focus on, and having a space to like share ideas and things like that versus just brain dumping them into a Slack channel and hoping that
people read it. And
exactly. And so yes, there are ways that you can, like I've helped clients go completely async from their team and their business, right? It's possible. I just did it in a really shitty way, I think. So that was probably my biggest, like, in hindsight, I wouldn't do that again, you know?
Yeah.
I would do it
Yeah.
differently.
Yeah. I think, but it was also like from as your friend, it was great to see you exploring like so many new interests, and like it was great to see you coming out of the fog of the year before, because the year before was also like personally a challenging year. So I felt like, as your friend and team member, I was like, I'm so happy for you that you're like doing all this fun stuff, but also like, can we have a call? Like, you know, can we get on a Zoom? Like, yeah,
talk about that business thing.
Yeah. So, yeah. What do you think is what's a belief about business you've changed your mind on, or leadership? What's a belief that you've changed your mind on?
A belief I've changed my mind on. I think like this is like probably the core beliefs that most of us have, like growing up, that like you have to work really hard to make a lot of money or to be quote unquote successful, or the other one of like no one else can do this as well as me. I probably have that mindset in a lot of things that I absolutely do not buy into, because like we were talking about before, most of the things on the team does better than me.
Mm-hmm.
But like that, you have to work really. I think I've just seen so many people defy that in different ways over my years as an entrepreneur. There's still people that teach and preach that, like the Alex Hormozis of the world, of like, you have to be grinding 24/7 and that's what's going to get you what you want.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I think that is one way to do what he's doing, for sure. He's doing it. So kudos, right? But it's just not
the only way.
It's not the only way. And that's now a belief that I have experienced and also witnessed other people be embodiments of, where like they don't actually work that hard. They have a specific expertise or something that they do really well. They do leadership very well, I think, to be able to be financially abundant and make good decisions without having to work 24/7. So it's like, maybe it's even just like a shifting of what does hard work mean?
Yeah.
Right? And it doesn't mean like working 24/7 or, you know, all the time, like our parents maybe were a part of when we were growing up. So
I hadn't like thought of Alex Hormozi in so long. And then I get getting fed these Instagram reels of this hat, like custom hat maker in Kentucky. And I don't own a single cowboy hat, but I love the creative process. I just like zone out and I love watching it. And I was just like scrolling, and now I get fed his content. And then I was fed him like at a panel and he was like asking Alex Hormozi a question. And I was just like, dude, no. And he was like, I'm at 2 million revenue. I do all the content, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to scale. And he's like, I just needed I'm at a capacity bottleneck. He's like, I can't take any more orders. And Alex Hormozi's like, yeah, well then you need another hat maker. I was like, I hope he didn't pay a lot of money to be in this room for someone to like, right? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, you could have just submitted the question to Sort of Aussie. We would have.
Right. And we would answer that one for free to tell you, hey, like, you just need to, and I know he's like, it's a dying art. It's like, well then train someone. Like, start an apprenticeship program. You know,
like we had a client like this fairly recently within the past year who makes custom dining room tables.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful dining room tables. And this was also one of his bottleneck pain points of like,
I can only make so many tables.
Is a dying art.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well then you got to find the best you can find. And then you got to train that person.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought it was just like so funny. And I was like, I'm sure that if you put out there, because now you have this huge following, that you're looking to hire an apprentice that you can train for the next 3 to 5 years, like a true apprentice program. You have people banging down your door.
With the table guy, we were like, an apprentice. You need an apprentice.
You need an apprentice. Like so many industries still have apprenticeships, like all the trades, like hairstylists, culinary, like I don't know. I was just like, I hope. And then I was like, Alex Hormozi, like literally just talked to him about a capacity bottleneck, and he probably paid so much money to be in that room. So
probably $10K you need to hire another hat maker.
Okay, my final question, because we're at time, to be honest, so I'm always pushing for you to take more time off, because I'm like, you like the async, the flexi work schedule. And I'm like, yeah, but you need to like unplug for more than a day. And you're like, whatever, I don't. And then I'm like, yes, you do. Yeah. So what does rest actually feel like? So do you feel rested after your week off with the girls or your trip? Like, when do you actually feel rested? What does rest look like for you now at this stage of leadership and team management?
I think, so this is like a mixed answer for me because I'm in such a different stage of business than many of my clients are, and in a different stage of business than where I have been in the past, right? Like right now I am in a build stage, not like a scale coast. Or growth
not coast
stage.
But or just enjoy my life stage.
Yeah. Like, so right now it feels wrong, and I'm assuming this is also what a lot of our clients feel, right? So this is good, like, fodder for everybody.
Yeah.
It feels wrong to take the time off when we need revenue, right? Like when I'm like, I should be working, I should be growing. And that's probably what every single person feels like when they're resistant to the work that we do. Mm-hmm. And so it's like a lesson to myself of like, yeah, and that time off gives you more of the thing you need. And like, as like a former athlete, like I used to, you know, be in the athletic space, like you need rest, like you have to rest or you will break down at some point, right?
Yes.
So recognizing how important that is, I think even my week away, like even though I was with the kids, I just always need a rest after, but
yeah.
But I had a lot of ideas. I was at least having a lot of space for not like, you know, the normal day-to-day fires or like showing up to calls or answering like, you know, creating the posts or whatever. It was more like big picture ideas. And I think when you don't have the rest, you don't have the capacity for the big picture ideas. You're just so locked in. But the big picture
so bogged down
will get you out of the day-to-day grind, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, I see the bigger picture here. This is actually what we're going to. We need to stop, you know, just focusing on the short term, like, oh, we need this now.
Task. Yeah.
And start thinking about, okay, this is the bigger vision though. This is what I really want to build, right? And I think that having that time away gave me the spaciousness to do that.
Totally.
And I think even advocating for people to do like no call weeks, you know, with your team, it doesn't even need to be that you're not like that you're on vacation or that you're totally off, but like no call quiet weeks, I think are really valuable for everybody to get things actually done and moved forward, but also for you as the visionary to like have that time. But it was funny, like a couple nights ago, we met up with a friend and he's not an entrepreneur, but he kind of runs his work very entrepreneurial in the way that he's a trainer and he gets commission, like he's a salesperson and he's a trainer. So it's like, he kind of is entrepreneurial in his business. And he was like, Adrienne, you can use this for your social. He's like, I work so much that I get anxiety when I don't work. So he was on vacation and those were his thoughts that were coming up. He's like, I work so much that I get anxiety when I don't work. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like that is the dopamine hits that we're not getting, and it feels wrong. Like I was saying at the beginning of this, like it feels wrong when you're not working because you're like, I'm trying to get to this outcome, or I need to be the one pushing, or I need to make this money. And right, I don't deserve that vacation yet. And it's like, no, that's not actually how those things are earned.
You don't have to earn rest. I think that's like a big thing. Like you never have to earn your rest. You know, like rest is like inherently part of our system, our cycle as humans, you know? So it's not earned, it just is.
It just is, and it will actually benefit the business and your personal self, right? Not also everything also doesn't have to be a benefit to the business for you to do it.
100%.
Right? Because
that's like put that on a t-shirt.
It's only a benefit for me personally. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, that is a benefit for everybody, you know?
That we all benefit from that.
Yeah. So that's been a good reminder and push from my team. So
great. All right. Well, this is fun. We're going to do it again.
All right. Well, thanks for the great questions, rapid fire, and we will see you next Tuesday.
See ya.
Bye.